Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house again. We're going to do PulseChain Weekly Roundup. Hope you guys enjoy it, and don't forget to get out there and repost. I'll get the link up in a minute. Just organizing a few things here, and PulseChain, man. We've got the ProveX sacrifice on at the moment, day 4. We're going to check in on the results at the moment. We got a lot of topics today, didn't I? I put a lot of topics up. So we're going to get into all that too. Just let me set up a few little things here. Let's pick up the old link as well. Let's see here. Let's go to see the live show link, and we're gonna, if you can repost, that'd be great. Copy the link there, and post. So share show on X. Bam, bam. A little bit of spelling mistakes, you know how it rolls. We got Crypto Dan in the house there. Hey, Superman, hope you're well. Yeah, I'm pretty well. We've got very sunny weather here today. It's kind of pre-summer coming in. I guess it's the middle of November now. Now, are we going to get next week green week? Is Tom Lee going to be right? First 2 weeks choppy. Pretty much been right about that. Next 2 weeks start to ramp up into the green time for the end of the year. We're going to check up on him, and of course Michael Saylor today as well. What is this new PulseChain network? Did I misspell it? Is that what I've done? Did I misspell it? PulseChain network. Damn it! I was sure I did actually fix that up, but it looks like it didn't go through, so I'm gonna have to fix it up at the end. So unfortunately, that's just the way it goes sometimes. I did actually put the N in there, but it must have tricked me out somehow. Yeah, I saw it. So just the way it goes sometimes. Anyway, share the show around on X. That'd be really helpful. Yeah, I think it's PulseChain network. PulseChain network. I don't know. I don't think I can actually change it from the studio now. I actually have to go into each YouTube channel and change it individually. And on X, I don't think I got a chance. I don't think I even got a chance to do that on X. Let's have a look on X. Can I actually edit post? I can edit the post. Yes. There we go. It's updated. There we go. I edited X. There we go. Oh, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Hopefully the link I gave you is still valid, though. Hopefully the link I gave you is still valid. We know what you mean. We know what you mean, says Brennan. Yeah. All right. I'll go on YouTube and change it afterwards, after the live stream. There we go. I won't do it now. Now, where are we going? We're going to talk about a lot of different topics. Let's kick it off with crypto. And once again, let's have a bit of fun today. Wookie says Wookie is on the replay. Hey, you're not on the replay, Wookie. We just started the show, dude. We just started the show. Man, he's our community leader, and he makes jokes like that. It's the PulseChain sacrifices crypto, Dan. It is the PulseChain. PulseChain. I guess some people might say PulseChain, like a chai latte. Brendan's in the house here, lol. Yeah. All right, so let me get into it. Let's go to crypto, see where we are at the moment. And will we get a green week for next week? So let's have a look. Actually, let's go full screen, shall we? Let's go full screen. I don't know. This screen's not too bad, is it? Is it too bad? I don't know. Let's go with this one anyway. We got the total market cap at the moment. Excuse me, 3.33 trillion. Isn't that ridiculous? We are up 0.3% though, so at least that's a little bit of green. But way small is the crypto market cap. That's why there's so much upside, guys. There is mega upside. You know, that's why Eric Trump is so bullish. He's so bullish. Now, he might not get exact timing right, but he knows the guys that are going to be pumping crypto. He knows a lot of them, right? All right. And he also knows what potentially the White House is going to be doing as well. You know, that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Crypto Dan's still laughing about this. You get a 10x multiplier for PulseChain. You do. Okay. And the chance that Richard Hart's watching this at all, just in the fluke chance he is, he will be laughing at that. He'll be laughing at that. All right, so we got what do we got at the moment? So we got top gainers at the moment. No, we're going into Bitcoin, aren't we? Bitcoin at the moment, $95,569. It is up 1.2%. Yay! Everyone is happy about that. We got Ethereum is up 2.2%, $3,172. So super cheap right now. We know Tom Lee's buying, right? We know Tom Lee's buying. And Tether at the moment, XRP number 4, down 0.6% at $2.24. BNB at number 5 is up 2.1% at $934. Solana at number 6 is up 0.8% at $139. And Tron is up 0.7% at 29 cents, 29.4 cents. And then number 10, actually, Doge up 4.3%. So Doge is a pretty big mover today, 16.36 cents. Now, we do know, I think there was a little post going around yesterday on X about X money coming. Did you see that? X money. So I'm not sure exactly what that's going to mean, but X money apparently is coming to X. The only thing about that is, I don't know if you've noticed, the algorithm seems to have changed. I'm getting all this leftist stuff in the stream, and apparently it's also affecting the reach and some of the big conservative influencers. So I don't know whether it's been hijacked internally by some leftists again. But I don't need to hear leftist nonsense in my chat. I mean, we're talking about dummies, right? Dummies, absolute dummies. So I don't need that in my channel. Thanks, Mr. Elon. Don't need that in my chat. We got Diamond Hand says win Lambo. Win Lambo indeed. Well, hopefully we're going to ramp up this week, Diamond Hand. Hopefully it's going to be not in terms of crypto. PulseChain, unfortunately, still has the sacrifice on for another 21 for 17 days or something. 17 days. So we're going to have a bit of choppiness. We know that much, and particularly the last day, 2nd of December. So it's going to be interesting there. I don't know how much price suppression we'll have on PulseChain, but we will see. We will see. We got Wookie in the house as well. So if Wookie is not late, then Super must be late. I've been changing my times because I've got a lot of other things on at the moment that I otherwise normally wouldn't have. So it's a little bit choppy. Maybe a little bit this week will be like that too. But then hopefully it will settle down a bit after that, maybe for a few weeks. So we'll see. All right. So what else we got going here? So the best performer is Doge over the last 24 hours. The best performer over the last week is Tron. It is actually the only one that's green. It's up 0.8%. But here's some of the big ones, right? So Bitcoin is down 6.7% for the week. Ethereum down 7% for the week. So those are the big ones there. Moving to the top 100, the best performer in the week is Uniswap. Obviously on the news of potentially, sharing some of the revenue. There's a proposal gone forward anyway. Now remember, Richard Hart and the Hex community made Uniswap. It absolutely made it. It was the users, and Uniswap backstabbed them with the knife and a deep knife in behind. A deep knife, but that's fake DeFi out there for you. We got World Liberty Financial is up 17.7% for the week at 14.4 cents. Monero up 13.5 cents there at $419. Zcash up 11.8% at $683, and Hash there is up 10% for the week. So we've got 5 are up over 10%, and we got some of the old favorites in there, Monero, Zcash in particular, and I guess you could add Uniswap in there as well. So those are the top performers. Top performers of 1,000. We've got Cross. We've got and Surge. Cross and Surge. Noble is a stable coin. Zcash at the moment up 16%. Pudgy Penguins, Tom Lee's favorite, up 3.1%, and Starknet up 25%. Those are the trending ones right now. So a little bit green, guys. A little bit green there in the old cryptos. Is that boding us well? Let's have a look at Bitcoin, and we might go to full screen for this. Mega screen. We're going to upgrade to mega screen. I better shut up. All right. Probably get too loud in the mic. All right, so let's get rid of the overlays, and let's have a look here. So we've got the weekly charts, right? Weekly. So we obviously busted down through the 50-day on Bitcoin. This is Coinbase, by the way. And we're currently sitting, the 50-day is at $100,800, and we're currently at $95,578. The turn of day is at $65,980 on the old Bitcoin. And we have had this before, right? Rising up here, I guess. It's a little different, actually. We were riding up a lot more solid on this chart. Came back down through it. Obviously, we don't want to go below the 200. We want 200 to be 66K. We don't definitely want to go near there. So we'll see how we hold up at the moment. We kind of got a little bit of support around this area. So see if we can bounce from 94, 95. We got to a low of 93,951. So hopefully that's just a little dip and we can bust up there. Otherwise, we are kind of look like we start to roll over. We don't really want to roll over. So fingers crossed there, but we are super bullish about where we're heading with Bitcoin, in the season. Season's just warming up in my view. Let's have a quick look at a little video here from Michael Saylor. Now, there was fake news out there talking about Michael Saylor selling down Bitcoin for the first time and all this stuff. That is just completely inconsistent, first of all. And secondly, they do sell shares to collateralize and then buy some more Bitcoin, which is exactly what he did do. And I think they made $1 billion profit in the trade. So there we go. Let's listen to Michael Saylor just for a little bit here.
What does the upside at this moment look like to you, and what does the downside in this moment look like to you?
I feel like we put in a pretty strong base of support around here. There's an incredible amount of leverage coming out of the system, a lot of liquidation. A lot of the OG holders were selling at the $100,000 level, and so I'm fairly comfortable at this level. I would think that we'll build from this base and we'll rally from here. Obviously, it's hard to make a forecast for the end of the year right now, given what's happened over the past few weeks, and especially the shift in the macro environment. But, as my view is Bitcoin's going to outperform gold. It's going to outperform the S&P. It is digital capital. And so if you're a long-term investor, this is the place to be.
What is the upside at this moment?
All right, so that's from Michael Saylor. So he's obviously fairly bullish. And his 2045 price, I know it's some time away, but his base case at the time was $13 million for Bitcoin. So there's plenty of upside there. Obviously, there's a bit of time between now and 2045, but it's still pretty bullish heading up towards that first $1 million mark. So that is Michael Saylor. Let's jump into Ethereum. And let's hear about Ethereum here. So Ethereum right now on Coinbase as well. This is the weekly chart also. We can see at the moment the weekly chart is $3,348. 200 EMA is 2,581. So super cheap. And remember that Tom Lee's talking about a network revaluation of $62,000. So we're only at 3,000 at the moment. So that's a 20x from here. And so still tons of upside on this. And of course, what do we got at the 50-day? 33.48. We're currently at 31.73. Obviously, it come down there. This chart's quite different from the Bitcoin chart. So it's sort of just accumulation zone right now. You can consider this just accumulation. What's driving that accumulation is, of course, the strategic ETH reserves, particularly Bitcoin, Bitmine immersion from Tom Lee, right? They just hired a new CEO for their expansion, and that's where we're heading at the moment. So we're going to hear a little bit more from Tom Lee. So we're going to come up to that as well. But that is the chart right now. So this is a great time to scoop up and accumulate because the big players are accumulating. So strategic ETH reserve, the last update we had with Bitmine immersion was on the 7th, 110K. So we'll get a new update this week as well from buying that they've been doing as well. So that's coming up. They'll be snapping up as much as they can in the environment. So that is where Bitmine immersion is. They're currently at 3.5 million. They need 6 million to get their 5%, and that's where they'll probably stop. But look, unlike strategy from Michael Saylor, they're trying to get to 1 million. They've still got quite a way to go, whereas Tom Lee's going to probably be able to pick up his 5% at very low prices at this rate, and he's going to suck out a lot of the Ethereum out of the room, so to speak. So a lot of the Ethereum going to be sucked out of the room by Tom Lee. So he's just laughing himself silly, absolutely laughing himself silly with these prices at the moment, because he knows eventually you suck out and you get enough stuff off the market, and you have more buyers coming, and it's just up and to the right. So it's going to be a pretty aggressive re-rate. So that's kind of the play there. We got Mikey in house there. Hey, guy. Good to see you, Mikey. we're all after this guy. Who's this guy? We're after that guy. So that is the strategic ETH reserve. At the moment, there's 5.16% of the total supply in there now. And many of these other players are probably gearing themselves up to do some buying. So they better get themselves an A and a G for that. Now, a key measure that we're watching. Now, I covered different measures yesterday, so I'm not covering the same measures that we looked at yesterday. Bitcoin dominance and the performance of Bitcoin, etc. Yesterday, we're covering a few new charts. So we got here the the Ethereum on exchanges, and as you can see from the 1st of July, when we're at about 20.2 million, it has gone down dramatically. That sort of purple line there has gone down dramatically, and look at it, we're down now at below 15.6 million, guys. So that is dramatic. What's that? 4.4 million down on Ethereum on exchanges. You can see the trend is your friend, guys. And what does that mean with the price? That means the price is eventually going to blow to the upside, and quite aggressively as well. So it's looking good, guys. Looking really good. All right, so that's probably, I don't know, arguably give the exchanges also a little bit less ETH potentially. I mean, there's still a lot of ETH there, but potentially a little bit less ETH there to manipulate their charts. Maybe we'll see, and maybe the longs get a better run on the long positions, and open positions really expand with that. So that's kind of that's pretty interesting. Let's go to Tom Lee. Now, someone said, I'm 100% positive Tom Lee regrets BMNR. There was no pressure. There's no pressure to make specific crypto perform. He was chilling, just talking about overall markets. Dude was a hero to some. Now he has the pressure to making sure that one single crypto performs. If he doesn't, he gets backlash. Well, apparently he got 457,000 views from that, Mr. King. Tom Lee, of course, always replies in style. He goes, "Huh? What? Wrong. ETH is a super cycle." Yeah, ETH is a super cycle, guys. So I thought that was really cool. We got to go through that. So yeah, wrong, yeah, wrong for sure. All right, let's change it up. Let's move positions here. But that is from Tom Lee, and I thought that was hilarious. So I had to play that. I had to read that one out. All right, so let's go to PulseChain, shall we? Should we go to PulseChain next? You got any other comments? We got Mikey in the house. Everyone's hunting that guy. Maybe that guy's got the Lambo, that Diamond Hands is talking about, Wayne Lambo. All right, if you guys are watching, if you're brand new, don't forget to share the show on X. Just take a moment to hit the repost button. Just takes one little click, and you can smash the like if you want, but hit the repost there. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go to PulseChain, Pulse Gains. Actually, let me just pull up something first before we do that. Let's go to the big screen here, not the other big screen. We'll go to this. Let me pull up something here first. We're going to get into the markets and get into all the updates. What else? Let's see here. I'm just double checking. Let's see. All right, we might go through quite a few of these. When should we do that? We'll do it when we get to ProveX, though. Yeah, let's do that then. All right. Let us go. Let's go to PulseChain. Day 918. Get any comments in the chat, and then we'll read them out during the show. We've got Pulse Day 918. Obviously, PulseChain launched on the 30th of May 2023. A full system stake copy or fork of Ethereum on the 10th of May. And here we are 918 days later, heading towards 1,000 beautiful days. Pulse at the moment is a very friendly price. It's at quadruple 0217. So 21.70 at the moment, down 2.2%. So not we already had that big flash crash down over 30%. We had a rebound almost towards 2,700, but got pushed back down to 2,200 again, pretty much, which is our second to last support line, right? It's our last support line from the bottom of the chart. I'll put it that way. 2,700 was our second to last support line. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0135 is down pretty dramatic. Look at that, man. That's crazy, cray. That's only 13.5% of the main sacrifice price. Can you believe it? 13.5%. So that is a very good bargain right now. Down 1.37%, so not as bad as PulseX. The buy and burn is at 8.1%, and that's benefited from that big volume day we had the other day with what was it, 46 million in volume, I think it was. About $50,000 or so of buy and burn. So it was a big day for the PulseX. Ink token at the moment, 86 cents, down 3%. And we've got Hex. What happened to Ink to $1? Ink to $1? We don't have it. So X at the moment is super cheap, guys. OMG, 47 hundredths of a penny, down 3% right now. EHEX at the moment, pretty much the same the last 2 days, 1,300 of a penny. Combined price of EX and PX is at 0.6 of a penny. That's crazy. And you can't mint a penny anymore. It's finished, remember? 2 days ago, I think it was, the end of minting pennies in the United States. So they minted the last penny, I think. Yeah, that was it. Gas prices at the moment, 666,000. So yeah, probably 2x what we've seen, in the low days these days. 0.5% for a PulseX swap right now. Looking at the validators, 52,482. So that's gone down a little bit, probably about 70 validators lower than yesterday. And then the bridge at the moment, based on GoPost numbers, is at 85.9 million. I don't know, is that down a little bit from yesterday? Maybe similar, maybe down just a little bit yesterday. Yeah, a little bit from yesterday. The big mover, of course, is EHEX dragging us down because it's only at 1,300th of a penny. Remember, not long ago, it was at just over 0.3 of a cent, wasn't it? Now it's at 1,300th of a penny. So, it's dragged us all the way down. We're enjoying being up now 120. EX is kind of like the little one. It is bridged over, but it's kind of the odd one out here. I guess Bitcoin you could say too, but Bitcoin, it was at 20. I think we had 26 Bitcoin at one stage. We're at 24 now. So yeah, that is kind of weird. I won't go through what the differences are, even though I've got a snapshot, but we'll leave that there. Should I take a snapshot now? I'll take a snapshot now and get a new snapshot. Why don't we do that? Because this might be the low, right? Might be the low that we experience, although we could have, further down pressure and on PulseChain over the next 17 days, particularly the last day, particularly the day, the 2nd of December. We might have that. So this is our new snapshot, guys. Hopefully this is the bottom, and then I can just, when I do a comparison, I can just compare it to, we've gone up by this amount. How about that? It's good old accountant trick. Good old accountant trick. Well, accountants is under promise and over deliver. Isn't that the rule? Under promise and over deliver. Now you can live your life with certain principles as you pick them up during the way. I remember when I used to do certain occupations. I used to have 6 principles I used to work by, and boy, they are really good. They delivered. They make you do very good, very well. That's all I can say. I picked them up over the years, and boy, it was pretty good. And I used to have the written down, and it made me always outperform other people with those principles. Principles, they can be very good. Brendan says, so a penny for your thoughts is not worth nothing now. Apparently, Brendan, that is true. Very insightful there, Brendan. All right, so penny for your thoughts, Brendan, on the charts and on the PulseChain. He doesn't have any left. All right, so I guess it's going to make certain pennies even more valuable, arguably, right? I don't know. What's happened to the penny mark, like the old stuff, maybe a penny from Jefferson or something like that. So that is where we are right now. Let's go into the PulseChain bridge a bit deeper. So here we are on PulseChain stats. They have the total inflow at 765K. This is UTC timestamped every 24 hours. Total daily outflow 897, and we're negative 132. So obviously we've had quite a few negative days. I don't know if we've got the monthly one down here, have we? Is it down here somewhere? Let's go at the top here, and let's go monthly inflows, outflows. That's the way to do it. So we're still negative. So we're negative October, apparently, negative 600K overall, which is it's not too bad. I'm assuming these are accurate, right? So. And then we're moved into November, and we're pretty similar levels, slightly higher, 700K. So we'll see where that lies there. All right, so that is pretty much it on the old bridge. That leads us into, who's this guy? Richard Hart, the founder of PulseChain and PulseX. He's got a lot to say lately, and we love it. Bring it on, Richard. That's all we can say. Bring it on. The Magic Carp Ride. Magic Carp Ride is, I think, well and truly intact. Richard's on the move. Now, everyone's trying to, take what he says, and he's giving us half little riddles sometimes, and people are trying to work out, exactly what the game plan is. And I think some things are relatively clear. Other things are a little bit playfully vague, maybe. But it's positive that he's on the battlefield, making chess moves, right? And that can only be a good thing for the Magic Carp Ride, I think. So we'll go from there. This was posted, what was it, yesterday afternoon, and it's got, although ProveX.info has a little button you can find for creating referral link, that isn't ever going to benefit you. Now, we know Crypto Coffee got out real early, and power to him and all, but he came out pretty early with the referral code. Others were looking for it, like Brazology was like, hey, what happened to the referral code? Now, for many of you who may not have been around when Hex was out, but Hex had a referral code, and everyone was out there. At least all the early players were out there spreading the referral code. I was one of them. I was out there, but you had people out there, in the early days, talking about December, January, February, December 2019, January, February, March, April, June, July, all the way through to I think it was November, wasn't it? So everyone out there shilling their referral code for Hex AA lobby, and it's not unexpected. It's a good thing for the anyone out there on PulseChain that don't have to be a video influencer or ex-influencer or whatever. You can just be a community member and tell your mates and that sort of thing. So that link isn't going to benefit you. Why? Well, Hex had a referral program, and it attracted no large names while giving away free Hex to Bitcoin holders over the year. Now, that itself is very telling. What do you think about that, Brennan? Think about that comment. That one there. Attracted no large names while giving away free Hex to Bitcoin holders over a year. Interesting. What do we see get sacrificed, Brennan? Let me know what your thoughts are. You put it in the chat. This is test day. I know it's supposed to be the weekend, but since you're making lots of comments, I think that's a little bit of a tell. Attracted no large names while giving away free Hex to Bitcoin holders over a year. Think about that. That's interesting. It's not 100%, but it's an inference. You can make a strong inference out of that. Was it copper? Was it copper? Well, think about the Bitcoin that was sacrificed for the not sacrificed, but that participated in the free Hex mint. Was it copper? No, it wasn't copper. It was Bitcoin that was claimed the free Hex bags. Interesting. All right, so heck, even guys that say they got free Hex and that went up 60x after they got them, only dumped and never said a nice thing publicly after they sold. There were definitely a few people like that. And the sack phase is so short this time as well. It's nice for a chart of the maximum people's imagined cost basis is higher than zero. Yeah, it's your second guess, but what do you think? What the inference to the best explanation might be? I know. Catch you in Discord about that. Catch you in Discord. And let me get back to the focus here. And the sack phase is so short this time as well. It's nice for a chart if the maximum people's imagined cost basis is higher than zero. Also, if the tech-savvy people dilute less tech-savvy by self-referring, it seems less fair to the more numerous, less tech-savvy folks as well. TLDR referrers ain't getting nothing but the nice memory of having referred. Now, I put a cool little video out. We got to play it because it's funny. Yeah. It should have gone viral, but it's just what life is like. There we go.
TLDR, ProveX referrers ain't getting nothing but the nice memory of having referred.
Anyway, we move on. All right, so enough congratulations there. It was pretty good. I know, you guys love it. All right, so that was pretty much it. So that was interesting. That was interesting enough. Then, of course, we move into today, pretty much, or at least your current today. He put this out 14 hours ago. Newly found fans of privacy coins. Did you know Ethereum has had zero knowledge proof privacy for a really long time? And when you want to get to stables, you don't have to suck middlemen. ProveX, we're a family show. ProveX info does support ZEC and XMR and Dash. Oh, and if you want back in from stables, ETH lets you do that without sucking middleman, as well. Want to bridge to another chain? Yeah, ETH's the best. I mentioned PulseChain, but ETH's anonymity set is quite larger. Basically, a privacy chain without all the other stuff you want at some point gets a whole lot less private, and your anonymity set isn't your market cap. It's other people doing similar stuff that you want to do. And he's got, it's pretty funny to me that people confuse truth with FUD. The stuff is awesome enough. You need not ever lie about it. Just tell the truth. So that there is from Richard as well. All right. So that's that was from Richard. Let's scroll on here. We had 13 hours ago. Richard said Ethereum is more private than Zcash, or you have a skill issue. Not sure why more ETH bros aren't pointing out the obvious fact. Get to shilling, homies. Let me explain privacy to you. You create the world's most private coin. You're the only one that has it. When anyone buys it or sells it, everyone knows it's you they are trading with. When you go to buy something with it, it's not accepted anywhere. When you go to bridge it, there's no bridge. When you go to sell it for real money, they AML and KYC you, and already knew it was you anyway, because you're the only one talking about the coin. I could go on and on about all the problems you'll have trying to get any privacy out of your theoretical worlds, most private coin there, and thus you discover the concept of anonymity set. Or well, by discovery in this example, it's really me spoon feeding you knowledge. If you have no anonymity set, you have no privacy, and it doesn't matter how private your coin is. So that is from Richard there. And I think we've got another one coming up. So let's scroll up to that. So 13 hours ago, any sufficiently advanced trolling is indistinguishable from tardiness. And then finally, 13 hours ago here. Well, not finally, we've got a few more to go. But he got, it's funny that BTC bros hate ETH bros so much. There is quite the divide, isn't there, between Bitcoin bros? They don't really like to get involved too much. We covered that a little bit over the last 2 years, didn't we, with the second layer protocols? That they actually pretended to care about privacy to take steam out of Vitalik's hardcore pivot into privacy. Ethereum has had useful privacy for years and years, proven battle-hardened, high liquidity, high anonymity set. I'm getting worse as I say it more. I'm getting worse at saying it. Yo, it's all good though. ProveX is coming along right on time. It's not the same kind of privacy, but it's going enough privacy buzzwords applicable to appease the narrative rotators. So that was from Richard there. And then 2 hours ago, getting into the latest stuff there. People don't know how getting really rich in crypto works. For the things that go up, most of the wealth comes from not selling on this dip or that dip, or selling on this high or that high. Things don't go up and stay up in a straight line. Volatility is the price you pay for the world's best performing asset there. So there we go. That is from Richard. I think that was the last one. Yeah, the last update there today. So let's get into where the ProveX sacrifice is at right now. And we'll have a look at that. So bam. All right, so ProveX sacrifices to a refresh. Got to stay refreshed. And we've got ProveX there. 1.427 million right now has been sacrificed. 28.55 billion points have been given out so far. There have been 3,641 total sacrifices. And we've got about just under 2 hours to go before the end of day 4 by my counts. So the clock here is on day 4. It's currently got 12 hours 54 through, and we've taken away all the way through until with a flat rate of $1 per 10,000 points, plus the volume bonus there, and we've got that on the 2nd of December, right? Then it starts going up on the 3rd of December there, up by 6.25% additively a day. So day 1 is $1.06 and a quarter, and then it's the next day after that is $1.12 and 89, etc. Then $1.20 basically, etc. Just keeps going up and up and up until we get to a day 54, which is going to be the 4th of January. So the new year. We know that typically between Christmas and maybe the week before the 8th or the 10th there somewhere is normally pretty quiet in crypto, right? Pretty quiet indeed. Everyone's on holidays and everything else. We generally don't see a lot of action there. And so it's funny the timing of this coming out around there is pretty interesting too. Although this is, just kind of similar to what we've seen before. The volume bonus will finish then as well. And then we have the last, 5 days until day 59. And that is on the 9th of January, ending the 10th of January. And that will be, a $10 flat, a $10 rate there by the time you get to the end. The end of the volume bonus is $7.39. But the end of the just the flat rate, which doesn't have any volume bonus to it. That is $10 there, so a lot more expensive in those last couple of days. So question is, when will it, the OA wallet do some sacrificing? So obviously capturing somewhere between 88 and 95% of the supply, no doubt, with the old ProveX there. Top sacrifices at the moment is this wallet is from yesterday, still the same. It doesn't look like much change in the leaderboard there. 51,000 at the moment. They're getting 1.5 billion points. And they got the little army thing there. I don't know what that is. That is like a sergeant or something. Let me know. A sergeant has 3 stripes, doesn't it? So I'm not sure. Is that like a lance corporal or something? I'm not sure. But you Americans in the army, you'll know what those little symbols are if you can see them. That is. And they got 40,000 second prize and 34. Now we know that LibertySwap, of course, is going to be going to do 15 days of fees into there, so that's going to push them into the top leaderboard there. That'd be pretty interesting. See what that does for the valuation. But that is the ProveX results, pretty much. We've still got about 2 hours to go. All right, so that is the plan there. Now I want to get into some project stuff, but I got to pull up the site. So let me just take a moment to do that. Let me get in the chat there if you got any thoughts about the ProveX sacrifice. Will you be participating, etc. There's been lots of polls around, all that sort of stuff. I've done some myself. So definitely, get out there and check that out. What else? We're going to pull up a few things here. ProveX. Oh, I didn't pull up the deck screener, did I? I haven't gone through the volumes, did I? Yeah, I didn't even do the volumes today for today's update, so that's fine because we're going to be doing that. We'll pull that in. And let's close that down. Let's come back to, I had a few comments I wanted to get to. Actually, we might look at them as we go through the charts there. I'm just having a quick look. Which ones are not going to be on the chart? So let me get those ones. Let's pull that one up and let's do one more. And yep. Let's go here. So I thought these are kind of interesting. That's why I'm going to talk about them. All right. Let's see. All right. So we're going to go to that. Let's go to the market first and let's jump in there. Right. So at the moment, we've got $12.6 million in volume on PulseChain. For today, we've got just below 400,000 transactions, so that's dropped off a bit there. We are in the weekend, of course, Saturday for the US, Sunday here in New Zealand. And we've got Node at the moment. It's been around for 11 hours. It's up 5,200%. Obviously, I'm not endorsing any of these coins. You always have to do your own due diligence. There is a lot of honeypots and fake AI websites that tell you that they can do perpetuals and with under grand and all sorts of nonsense. So just take note. Be careful out there. Anon, been around for 1 day. That's up 190% there. ProveX, another one of the pump ties there. Not the real one. No, not the real ProveX. 55%. That will die a death at some stage. Vault369. This is a real one. That's on our list, right? That's on our list. Vault369. That is up 14%. So that's actually doing pretty well today. Let's jump in there and see what Vault369 looks like. Now, we know Fast Abdul says, we saw it in the Monster thread, that Fast Abdul said that it's going to be launching soon, sooner than later. Originally, it was within a couple of months, potentially, but it does look like they are moving at a pretty fast pace. Now, this is pretty exciting. This is pretty revolutionary. It is going to be multi-chain, but it's really based out of PulseChain, right? So this is really good. This is what we want to see on PulseChain, right? We've got to do things like this. And so, yeah, we need to, they're not all going to work, right? Not everything's going to work. But this one here looks like a very high probability of working because it's just a liquidity fork, but it is multi-chain. And as far as I'm aware, it'll be the first multi-chain liquidity fork that I'm aware of. There are about 35 liquidity forks or so, somewhere in there in that ballpark. 4 out of the top 10 generally have been on PulseChain. Obviously, market prices move around a bit. With PulseChain falling, I'm not sure if that's still true, but they certainly have been there. So, yeah, we've got that in play. But this is the number 5, and this is going to be multi-chain and multi-collateral. So very, very different deal here. How will that affect the valuation of Vault369? Now, obviously, the token was launched fair on pump ties, so I'm great that Fast Abdul took that approach. I think that's really, really good. Make it more of a fair opportunity there. and less insider kind of, less team type of stuff, which was a little bit controversial last time. But he's moved forward there, so I really like that. That was really cool. So we got 0005160. We're now at 0006000 almost. It's a nice little pump here in the daily chart on the old Vault. Let's have a look at the 4 hour as well. 4 hour here is got pumped in the last day. Look at that nice little pump coming in there, and that bounced as well. So the RSI is chilling up there on the traders there below 50. So it could go up a lot more. Now let's go to the X account. Now we know that's going to end up going to Fast Abdul. So let's go have a look there. Now, Fast Abdul, of course, is on a lot of shows, and he's doing a lot of projects. So I really appreciate all the work he's doing out there. What else? Let me scroll down here. I just wanted to have a quick look here. So yeah, basically, this is going to be sooner than later. Apparently, the launch of this. It's got a nice little diagram here with the Vault369. Basically, people are going to be able to borrow a stablecoin, right? They'll be able to deposit, all sorts of collaterals. Like it's going to be lots of different collaterals, multi-chain. But starting off on Pulse, it's going to be Pulse, VPulse, UPulse. So VPulse, of course, I think from Vouch, right? So already, partnering up with Vouch there. You can see the tickers with the orange tickers there. So Vouch is in the play, and you'll be able to put that in there. So user deposits collateral, basically. Step 2, VUSD is minted. So the stablecoin is going to be VUSD. Vault USD, and that's kind of cool. We've got nice little arrows there. Pretty cool. You're going to be able to earn some, I guess, Vault369, is it? Is that the one? Yeah, I think so. And then, that's the stable coin, Vault USD, and some DAI, apparently some DAI as well. So V3, step 3, VUSD staking. Users can trade VUSD or pair it with stable coins. Nice. You can put it into stability pools, etc. Number 4, cross-chain staking on other Vault369 deployments. Create system-wide scarcity. Yeah, so you're going to move that supply over to other chains. That's pretty cool. Number 5, Vault staking, optional 3, 6, 12-month lock bonuses. Longer locks increase. That's great. I'm glad about that. We see that sort of locking with PGC, the Greys. That worked pretty well, I think, on the most part. So number 6, one-time fee. Of course, single up front there, 50% Vault staking rewards, 50% buy and nuke Vault to pump the price. Redemption fees can also buy and nuke Vault as well. And then number 7 there, Vault369 is upgradable with expanding collateral options. New Richard Hart tokens like ProveX, farmable LB tokens like from PulseX, V3 concentrated liquidity, risk tier tokens with safety pools, synthetic or real world assets. So massive expansion there, cross-chain, multi-chain, and lots of revenue opportunities there, as well as stablecoin. So looking pretty awesome. So it's great to have something like that on PulseChain, and it does appear to be world first, which is great. So yeah, it's cool. All right. So what will it be worth over time? Well, it's probably set itself up to be pretty valuable. Certainly should be more valuable than liquidity forks, like single liquidity forks, relatively speaking. So we'll keep a lookout for that. That is kind of cool. All right, so that is Vault369. So we went through that one. We've gone through ProveX. So I guess we've got a few others to come up here. We've got GoPulse at the moment at 5.6 cents. Remember, that used to be sitting around 9.5 to 10.5 cents. So that's down 5.6 after all the pullback, but is it up 8.4% today? Sparta has been down quite a bit. It is up 2.5% today. Sparta, of course, has got the Hex treasury, and Hex is down. So I guess it's had to suffer the fall there too. So the price is down. It used to be hanging around 5.2 cents, now 2.6 cents. And then the Hex ratio there is, it was, I guess, up around 8.3. It's now 5.5 on the Hex ratio. So it's part of the Hex. We haven't been onto the website for a while, have we? I don't know. Does it still have the Hex on there? I think it does. Let's have a look. We had a nosy on Vouch, so we might as well have a nosy on the old Spartacus. Was it Sparta, I should say? Let's go to stats. What have we got down here? Treasury. $110,000, $111,000. So yeah, $111,000 worth of Hex and USD total. I'm not sure what that's $7,000. I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, we got Treasury US dollars 111. 11,000 there. What's this one here? Other tokens, 93%. Okay, Hex is only 6%. All right, so it looks like they've been diversifying their portfolio there. They burnt 1.9 billion. They only got 2 billion Sparta supply. Treasury's got 8.5 billion. circulating is only 107 million. Okay, that's pretty scarce. It's pretty scarce. So it's pretty cool. All right, it looks like they've done pretty well there. So that's cool. But charts can still be sold down. I mean, even if you got to 99%, I don't know. It's a question. 99% of volume. I guess it's still sell downable, right, on the margin. Just depends on sentiment. Liquid loans, one of the liquidity forks, the big one, is up 2%, but pretty much a dog's breakfast. Pretty much dog's breakfast. It would be my hope that the team would, I don't know, they don't have to publicize it, but it'd be my hope that the team would help the chart along when PulseChain starts moving up. That's all I can say. They don't have to disclose it because that wouldn't be good for them, but they could do a little bit of parabolic sculpting, let's call it. Is that a new phrase? We got a parabolic sculpting. All right. It's not a stand-up show. It's just bad jokes. We got UFO there at number 8. Is up 1.8%. So we haven't got a lot of moves there. I mean, it's pretty. These are the top 10, and there's nothing really to be excited about. But at least they're not bleeding out. There's some of these other pretty big protocols on PulseChain. At least they're not overly bleeding out. They've sort of stopped at least. We've got Source on Minimill, which is going over to Solana apparently, which is a shame. But you can still jump over there with it. It's always good to have diversification. And they've still got their buy and burn strategy, and their buy and burn kitty's probably got a lot of money, well in excess of 10 million is my guess. So yeah, it's still moving forward there. Phoenix at number 10 is at 1%. That's kind of our top 10 with the Phoenix. So a quick look at Phoenix there and see where that is at. So obviously a lot of charts are looking down, not downtown, but that's down at 00017. Market cap 168k. Pulse ratio there is obviously just only slowly sliding down, so that's not as bad. So the price of Pulse there down obviously quite a bit. That's it, pretty much it. Now moving into outside the top 10, we got Gophers, PDC the Greys versus Die. We got Fin, PulseChain Peahen. We got SCADA. We might have a little check on the old SCADA there. So SCADA, of course, the second token there from the second main protocol, I would say, from Nuke the supply, which is great. I mean, these guys are really innovative, and this has done pretty well, isn't it? I mean, it's down percentage wise, down quite a lot, but still, it's done pretty well on the old scale there. All right, so that's pretty much that on there. We got Ink Dollar there. That's from Fast Abdul. He obviously the Vault369 founder there, developer. Fitzgerald Company with the 4 Musketeers. That's now 3 Musketeers. Is that right? Is that right? Let me know in the chat if anyone's in still got. No, I guess it's a bit odd question, but 0.2 of a penny right now in the old chart there. And what happened to the YouTube shows? Remember the YouTube shows, the first couple? Yeah, man, we're gonna diamond hand this, guys, to the glory. I was just like, well, I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. I was pretty sure I saw a 4-guy trio, not trio, 4-guy troop do the same thing. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, it's ticking away, the old TFC. Could make a good rap song out of that. Look at this. Just outside of the green ones is Bria waiting for CoinWell, which is quite good because we're about to talk about CoinWell. So I think that's pretty handy. Thanks, Bria. So Bria there. Now, as you guys know, Bria needs to change their culture inside their Telegram. It is, they got a lot of work to do. I know that Joshua Wu went in there, gave them a good, a strong encouragement, let's say. And they listened to it to some degree, but I still don't think they got it. So my plea to them would be to open up a bit, get out there, do your memes. He who memes wins. And so, yeah, that's the encouragement there. But it's also encouragement for many other Telegram groups out there as well. But talking about that, let's go to Racker Michelle, the man, the myth. This is our next big launch. And so we're looking forward to CoinWell. Now, it is going to be multi-chain as well. It will be a corporate offering, so it's going to be a little different the way it's all executed, which is exciting. We want to see that. And who knows how big. We're going to find out how big Racker Michelle's network actually is and I mean this in a good way, in terms of and client list, investment client list. Obviously, he was the number one sacrifice for PulseChain and PulseX. He's obviously come out and said that he's not going to be doing ProveX after initially indicating, which is fine. I mean, he can do what he wants. And he's got CoinWell coming up, so he probably wants to, save capital for that, because it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. So people are saying, oh, he's not going to ProveX now. Well, look, he's launching CoinWell, for goodness sake. So give him a break. So that's going to be pretty important, and I would much rather him focus on CoinWell, getting that up and running. We need a strong, multi-chain DeFi ecosystem there, and that's I really celebrate that sort of stuff, because it's only going to be good for the rest of us, guys. Only going to be good for the rest of us. So if he can get big, go, his client list, and then of course go beyond that potentially to, investing houses, high worth individuals, as well as potentially, with he's teased already, Donald Trump Jr. potentially getting into there. I don't know, maybe that includes even, USD1 with Eric and Eric and Donald Trump Jr. That'd be pretty exciting. I mean, these are all additional potentialities. I'm not saying these are necessarily going to happen, but he's the one that's teased them out there before. And then, of course, also NASDAQ listing, right, which would be fantastic. And PulseChain get its first NASDAQ listing. That'd be fantastic. Back in the day, we thought we were going to get it with the Hex Investment Trust, remember? And that was looking kind of promising. They didn't quite make the milestone because the Hex price was just too crazy. And then we had the SEC over us as well. But now we're free from the SEC for over 4 months now. I don't know what's happening with that one, but they could definitely, re-pursue that potentially. Obviously, Hex is down though, so that value is the problem now. So it's not so much the SEC anymore. So we got rid of one of the two problems, but the other problem is obviously the value of Hex probably. And they got pretty close, I believe, at one point to the mark. I think it was $10 million they had to have in the asset value. And if they get that listed, then they could go to Pulse and PulseX, right? So they could also set up, investment trusts for those as well, and get those listed in NASDAQ. And that would NASDAQ opens up everybody, pretty much on TradeFi, right, in the stock market. So that's kind of the road there. But hey, look, if Rackham could get there first with CoinWell, if that's something that's on his roadmap, he's teased about it before, then that would be pretty exciting. So we'll keep our tabs on that. We'll keep an open mind, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, just launching first of all is the key thing. And obviously, he's talked about committing, I think it was $1 to $10 million, somewhere in that ballpark, into the protocol. So he'll have to see how that goes. He may step that up over time. I think his initial case was to set up 4 pools with $1 million there. So that's just to start them off nice and easy. Now, the low-hanging fruit for him is the PulseChain community, because that's really where he's well known. He has been marketing for the last couple of months to try and get a broader audience. So we'll see exactly how that plays out and what other negotiations he's had potentially with other chains, like if he's launching 3 or 4 chains to kick off, but he is going to be adding a lot more chains pretty fast. So I suspect that he's got going to have a decent marketing budget, and that's something we're going to really be looking out there for. So that's kind of some of the backdrop there with the old Rack and Michelle. Obviously CoinWell, and also we saw there with Joshua Wu is in the team, Triple Dad's in the team, and of course his wife, Ms. Rochelle, is also in there, and she's also the CEO of Coinbound, which is kind of the overarching organization for all these projects that are launching. I understand there's going to be 5 of them. I think 2 of them are the ones that are going to be the sort of the DeFi. So the CoinWell, the DeFi. It's going to be multiple DeFi in there, so lending protocols, etc. Lots of DEXs and everything else in there, and potentially Bria will be the AI agent, or the AI in there, right? That was the name that they've shown so far. And so we'll see whether what happens to this chart. I mean, at the moment, the market cap's only 218K. It's pretty small liquidity, 27K. So we'll keep a lookout for the old Bria. On that, and it could all change pretty fast. Crypto could change pretty fast there. Now, the other part, of course, which we've seen is this other site which Joshua Wu's on, and the naked Mr. Rochelle. We got the let's scroll back down here. I'm just trying to find this post. There it is, this one here. So this is Coin Mafia, which I don't know whether this is the replacement. It probably is, not 100% sure, replacement for, I don't know if it's the same as Coinaki, which I think maybe Coinaki is not, because it's got Create Coin, Wallet Connect here. It's got revenue, fees. And so this does look like a different sign. It looks just like a token launcher. And it's really nice looking. I mean, come on, that looks really good. And it's got Joshua Wu written all over it. So yeah, we'll probably, this could be an additional platform. So Coinaki still was going to expect to have Battle of the Memes, so we're looking forward to that. I'd love to cover Battle of the Memes. kind of cool. I know that Crypto Girl's out there been doing X Spaces on a lot of memes. She likes memes too, but we're going to cover it here on live stream, not just in X Spaces. So yeah, that is some of the play there with the old Rack and Michelle. So yeah, we'll keep a lookout for that. Could be. I think he's delayed the launch. It was talk with Triple Dad was indicating early November. Of course, the market has had the deleveraging, and so now we're in the second half of November. Maybe we start picking up next week or so. Maybe we could start to see a rollout of that. So we'll keep tabs on that. But that is the next big launch on PulseChain. The other one that we're sort of following closely a little bit is Tetra, because Tetra is going to unleash Signum Oracle, our first full Oracle that won't, hopefully be independent as well, more independent. Fetch Oracle is a telefork associated with liquid loans, so get the independency, and hopefully that will unleash even more protocols like PUSD ALGO, of course, our first decentralized stablecoin, and probably the first one in the world, right? So we're looking forward to all that. So there's lots more stuff in store for the old PulseChain rollouts, but CoinWell is the next big heavyweight, right, from Rick and Michelle. All right, so that is some of the play there. We're 55 minutes on the hour. Let's see here. Where are we going? We're going to talk about FireWhale, aren't we? So we did have X Game, of course. FireWhale is the other big public whale, and we did have X Game launch. Now, there were certainly, when you run any sort of decentralized casino, you've got to have a pretty good game plan. You guys know I had been on Betfair for a number of years, was one of the top referrers over there. And if you know Trayvon, Trayvon's in the PulseChain community as well. Obviously, he's been many other things for years, Hex and etc. And he was big on Betfair. Like, he was a big whale on Betfair. So, we've been around for the time for years and years. And I know some of the challenges, some of the way that all works. So you need a very good marketing plan. You need a very good multi-chain plan, product plan, etc. On that one, and you also need to run, bots on them as well to keep the activity flowing. Also, this is part of what you need to do. So yeah, but we also, obviously there was quite a bit of drama about who was selling down the X Game charts, SolidX charts. A lot of things coming left and right. It was something that should have been a far more solid rollout, so to speak, no pun intended there. It ended up being, quite a calamity, really. It turned out to be quite a calamity. And a lot of those variables, there's not a lot of transparency, right? So even though we've got blockchain, but you really know who's who and all that sort of stuff. People, insinuate and associate, but actually it's a lot more difficult. So there was a lot of drama online about that. Now, we don't generally do drama, but we do like to talk a little bit about what's driving things. Now, FireWhale did come out and have a few comments to say about some of these things, and I wanted to talk about those since he's made them public. So let's cut back in here. I think we've got some of the links there. Yeah, let me just scroll back down here. So we're going to go through a few of these. I'm not sure how far back we're going, but let me just scroll. I'm not sure how far back we're going here, but we're going back a little bit here. All right, so this is kind of where we started. That's kind of where we finished before we got into all the activity around the chain. So let's get to the first one here. So LibertySwap put out something. All the whales in the X system are turning defensive now. What should we do? Now, this was in response to CryptoSolve, which we covered this, right? So this was talking about SolidX. Another curveball in SolidX ecosystem story. It appears that though that FireWhale has been dumping SolidX from a side wallet in the last few hours. So that was the claim there from CryptoSolve. It does a lot of, one of our three analytic guys does a lot of chain analysis. Wallet 87 was funded by Wallet FO a few hours ago, and this FO wallet was the one that he used to pump X Game a few weeks ago, primarily by slamming the SolidX chart to fund it. FO was funded directly by his docked main wallet, and then of course that's some of the issues that they had here. We've got a bit of a chart for that. We have some. They say a small level of sympathy for FireWhale, as he's essentially been used and abused by the community, and so this is where a lot of the drama came from. Around the Axis Index collaboration. These were his close mates in terms of crypto, including those closest to him for exit liquidity ever since he launched his SolidX ecosystem. But now it appears as though the tables might be turning. He already drastically thinned liquidity a few days ago. We did see that in the SolidX and X Game there. but we didn't see this move coming. We're sure there's an explanation behind it all. There's always an excuse, but this serves as a potent reminder that actions on the blockchain are completely transparent. Well, they are, but you're also making a lot of guess about who actually owns a particular wallet. Now you can link them up with the activity to some degree, but sometimes that analysis can fall short. And when you're a whale in an ecosystem, people pay very close attention to your moves. So that was kind of the play there. LibertySwap responded. All the whales in the ecosystem are turning defensive now anyway, given all the drama around ProveX and the market as well. Probably just panicked there. But we did get a comment here from FireWhale. So FireWhale says here, whales turning defensive. This is in response to LibertySwap. Injecting $4 million on X game is a defensive play. Now they're really talking about post the pump. Really, I was here in the worst moment on this chain, pumping one of my tokens, providing profits to community, while RH makes a sacrifice totaling $1 million in 4 days. You just say I am defensive. This chain still deserves me. So that was a response from FireWhale there. Trade says this chain doesn't deserve you. I hope you meant to say. Again, Chad make a splash in the dark. Now, FireWhale said, I did my best, and this is not my chain, says FireWhale. In other words, it's not Richard Hart, I guess, is what he's trying to say there. You count SolidX dumped as dollars invested, in my opinion. The only amount invested was what was spent on the DEX screener boosts. Have you heard about V2 LPs? Did you know I had my own INC and PulseX paired with SolidX while pumping X game? You don't know enough, right? You're a noob. If you did some chain analysis, you would see I pumped 4 million and extracted $0. So that I thought was kind of the key output there from him. So yeah, that was from FireWhale there, just defending some of the drama that's been happening over the last couple of weeks here. On the 15th there, we got Extremist says, I don't know enough because I don't care about tracking your wallets. And he's talking about FireWhale with the V2 there. Lost around 50% of my ink and PulseX old bags due to impairment loss on the SolidX bonding, which is fine to me because I accumulated more SolidX because of that. So he's obviously holding a lot more SolidX now as a result of all that fallout. Then we had Giga here says, FireWhale just DM me. He asked, should I clip it? And then, of course, FireWhale says this tweet is a lie. Giga was the 5% supply sniper with 3,500 first buy on market of X game token at the beginning there. Then he sold around 1.3 million, so it's a pretty good return. 1.3 million on 3.5K on X game. When I asked him if it was him, he lied to my face and swore it was not him. Do with this information what you will. Giga is utter trash. So there's some of the defensive statements there from FireWhale. I don't know if there's any others that I was going to talk about. Yeah, I think that was the last one there. So that is some of the stuff that's happened with FireWhale. So we're going to keep it, trying to keep up to date with activities that FireWhale's doing. Obviously, he's pulled out liquidity and consolidated things. Obviously, we're expecting a second rollout with the X game, a second game. So we'll just keep tabs. At the moment, we're just on watch mode with that. All right, so that's kind of where we are there. What else are we going to say? Crypto League says in-house there, so the sacrifice website for ProveX does not work. Help, says Crypto League. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can help you, dude. We're just covering the sites. So, yeah, I'm not sure what your issue is, but if you're in the Discord, jump in the helpline there. Someone might be able to help you. All right. Bam, bam, bam. Help, somebody help. I don't know. Well, that's pretty much it. All right, so we're up to it at the moment. We're up to 1 hour and 3 minutes. Let's go to ProveX and let's go one more look. ProveX. And let's have a look at the website here. All right, let's go to the old soldiers here. So, yeah, I mean, we've got how many minutes to go? We've got 1 hour and 15 minutes pretty much to the end of the day close 4. You can see day 5's actually ticked over technically. So it looks like it's ticked over 24 minutes ago. We're actually in day 5, but we're on ending day 4 in 1 hour and a quarter based on when Richard posted the site out, on his X post. And we're at 1.429 million for the end of day 4, 28.58 billion, and we're at 3,651 sacrifices so far. And yeah, we've still got the top leader there, 51K. I didn't go through the what was most of the capital. So out of the out of the 1.42 million, actually, Ethereum is 1.2. Now, the interesting thing about this, as the total sacrifice is growing, the other chain sacrifices on other chains are actually growing, which is kind of cool to see. So we got PulseChain now was up 49K. So that's kind of interesting. So 49K, and that's including what tokens? USDC, DAI, Wrapped ETH, USD Tether, and Bitcoin there. So all the 5 Bridgeton tokens there being sacrificed. So that's up to 50K now. Now we should suspect that will increase as we move forward in time, particularly on the 2nd of December, the last day of the flat rate at $1 for 10,000 points. And the volume play, obviously goes up further. But last time we only really saw the first sort of like 3 to 5 days from our memory actually had decent sacrifices, and then it sort of tapers off as we move forward because it gets pretty expensive, right? So most people will get in during the base rate, and then a couple late players that realize that they want to get in and they still want a decent rate will try and get in before it gets to like $1.70 or something. Some of these first sort of 5 days, 6 days. All right, so then we got Solana at 41,000. We got BSC at 38,000, Base at 37, Arbitrum at 22, and Bitcoin at 10. So they are starting to slowly, build up. I mean, it's still relatively low. It's not, the big numbers there, but some people say, Richard doesn't care too much. His game plan potentially is just to, bring in new players, and have a token that has small supply. OA comes in, takes most of the supply as normal. And then it's an easy coin to pump, right? Maybe that's the play there. That's kind of the idea that some people have. Seems reasonable. And so, yeah, that is, and also shake out a few weak hands on the old PulseChain potentially. So that is another side of it as well. All right, so that is pretty much that. Don't know if we've got anything else from Richard Hart. Let's give it one more check, shall we? On the move here. No, I think that's pretty much it. So, it's not too bad. Let's have a look here. What else we're going to play? We may get one of these. I don't know. We could get one of these in December, but maybe in January. We'll find out. We'll ask Richard, shall we?
You could get a god candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less for sale.
All right, so that's pretty much it for the show today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We got the monster thread coming out tomorrow, monster thread number 28, guys. PulseChain's hottest weekly news. I know MVS Crypto is working on that, and we're excited about it. So if you're a team out there, you want to get in on the inside of that one, hit us up, either myself or MVS Crypto. And it's exciting times. 28 weeks, guys, coming up for the PulseChain monster thread. It is pretty exciting. So it's great that PulseChain has got such a solid, newspaper, so to speak. Really, it's pretty awesome. So we're excited about it. And 28 weeks. We know that the bull market's coming for PulseChain. Certainly after the 10th of January, it's going to be pretty damn exciting. But I think we might get some action before then, particularly on the 2nd, after the 2nd. Maybe definitely by, let's say 2nd, 7th, 17. So definitely by the 9th of January, between 9th of January and the 10th of, the 9th of December and the 10th of January, we could see some pretty good action there too. So, that's not out of ballpark. No reason why we have to wait till after the 10th, but we'll see what the master chess player is up to. That's all we can say. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun. X Vader, you just reposted the show, but you've been watching it since the beginning. I appreciate that. Big shout out. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. I will fix up the name on YouTube channels there with the old PulseChain. And also don't forget to smash the follow button on X. It really does help a lot there. Guys, I'm rebuilding the channel. Unfortunately, Twitter, YouTube can be a dangerous place, but Twitter also looks like it's getting back to its old problems. So we'll see how we get on. All right, take care, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.